Breaking news! Big changes are happening behind the scenes for the Philadelphia Eagles, and we've got the inside scoop. Howie Roseman is putting his blueprint together for the 2025 season. Not just for the roster, but for the brains behind the operation. It's not every day that a team fresh off a Super Bowl win shakes things up with coaching moves. But this isn't about panic. It's a strategic shift. And trust me, this plan has been in the works for a while. Let's start with the big one. Kevin Patullo is the new offensive coordinator. This isn't a random hire or a flashy name grab. The Eagles didn't waste time searching. They already had their guy. Here's why this matters. Kellen Moore is out, taking over as the head coach of the New Orleans Saints. Instead of looking outside, the Eagles stuck to what they know works. Patullo has been Nick Sirianni's right-hand man for years. Sirianni doesn't make big decisions without checking in with him first, and that says a lot. Patullo isn't some behind-the-scenes figure. He's been shaping this offense for years. Now he finally gets the spotlight. His promotion isn't just about filling a spot, it's about continuity, trust, and keeping the chemistry strong. And let's talk about his resume. 5 years with the Eagles, 16 seasons in the NFL, and a proven track record as a pass game coordinator. He was promoted to associate head coach in 2020, and his connection with Sirianni goes back to their days in Indianapolis. This move has been building for a while, and now it's official. Most importantly, the players believe in him. Lane Johnson, A.J. Brown, and Jalen Hurts all back him, and when your stars are on board, you know it's the right call. For Hurts, this could be a game changer. He's had a revolving door of offensive coordinators since entering the league. With Patullo, he finally gets stability, something he hasn't had since his college days at Alabama and Oklahoma. And when it comes to his coaching style, Patullo keeps it simple. He doesn't force a system on his players. He builds the scheme around their strengths. That kind of adaptability is exactly what the Eagles need. Philly is making its moves, and the message is clear. This isn't a rebuild, it's a reload. Stay tuned, because there's a lot more to break down. That might sound like common sense, but let's be real. A lot of coaches mess this up. They force schemes instead of adjusting to what their players do best. That's not Kevin Patullo's style. One thing that sets him apart: pre-snap motion, not as a gimmick, but as a real weapon to create leverage, confuse defenses, and open up the field. This is the kind of attention to detail that the Eagles lacked in 2023, and they know it. That's why these coaching moves aren't just about promotions. They're about blending familiarity with fresh energy. Big moves on defense. Let's talk about Tyler Yelk. He's moving up to defensive assistant after handling quality control, and this isn't just a next man up situation. Yelk was a key piece behind the Eagles' dominant Super Bowl run, 18 total wins, the league's best defense, and one of the most dangerous rushing attacks in NFL history. His promotion is a reward for a job well done and a statement that the Eagles want to build on that success. Reinforcements for the passing game. Now on to Parks Frazier, the new passing game coordinator. He's new to Philly, but not to Sirianni. These two go back to their Indianapolis days, and more recently, Frazier played a key role in Miami's offensive success, helping Tua Tagovailoa hit a ridiculous 72.9% completion rate. That's not a coincidence. Both Sirianni and Dolphins coach Mike McDaniel have praised Frazier's ability to teach fundamentals and scheme at a high level. And here's a big bonus. He has play-calling experience. That's going to be huge as this offensive staff adjusts to life after Kellen Moore. New voice for the QBs. Scott Loeffler is another name Eagles fans need to know. He's stepping in as quarterback's coach, replacing Doug Nussmeier, who followed Moore to New Orleans. Loeffler has spent nearly 3 decades in the college game, most recently turning around Bowling Green's struggling program. His work with QB Connor Bazelak and T.E. Harold Fannin last season was record-breaking. Fannin had over 100 catches and won 500-plus yards. For Jalen Hurts, Loeffler could be a game-changer. The Eagles aren't just filling a spot, they're stacking experienced minds around their franchise QB. Beefing up the trenches, let's talk offensive line. Jeff Stoutland is already the best O-line coach in football, but now he's got some serious backup. Greg Austin is back as assistant offensive line coach. He was with the Jaguars last season, where his unit allowed the 7th fewest sacks in the NFL. And for those who remember, Austin has Philly ties. He was here from 2013 to 2015, coaching during LeSean McCoy's legendary rushing title season. Bringing him back is another move that screams, we're building a wall in the trenches. More talent coming in, still not done. The Eagles are adding two rising stars to the coaching staff, Montgomery Van Gorder from Georgia and Cole Peterson from UAB. Van Gorder spent the last 6 years with Georgia, contributing to multiple national championships. And if there's one thing we know, Philly loves the Georgia talent pipeline. These moves aren't just about filling jobs. The Eagles are building a powerhouse, one smart hire at a time. And now they're making moves within the coaching staff, too. Peterson is stepping in as assistant to the head coach, bringing fresh energy and years of experience. At just 22 years old, he was already making waves at Youngstown State, so he's not new to the game. But here's the big picture. This isn't just a simple shuffle. This is a statement. The Eagles are focused on continuity, chemistry, and smart upgrades. Every decision seems calculated to protect what works while maximizing the team's potential. Nick Sirianni and Howie Roseman are leaving nothing to chance. They're bringing in people who understand the culture, know the players, and have the smarts to adapt when the game's on the line. Now it's your turn, Eagles fans. How do you feel about all these moves? Are you confident in the direction this coaching staff is taking? Do you think Kevin Patullo is the long-term solution at offensive coordinator? What about the return of Greg Austin or the additions of Parks Frazier and Scott Loeffler? Drop your thoughts in the comments. On a scale of 1 to 100, how confident are you in these moves? Let's dive into how these changes could impact the Eagles' chances of running it back in 2025. As we look closer at this revamped coaching staff, one thing stands out. Sirianni and Roseman are playing chess, not checkers. These moves aren't just about reacting to coaches leaving for promotions elsewhere. Looking ahead to the 2025 season, the question isn't whether the Eagles can stay competitive. It's whether they can raise the bar even higher. The coaching staff has been handpicked to not just maintain the championship level set last year, but to evolve, adapt, and outsmart the competition. There's a quiet confidence coming from these decisions, and for fans, that's energizing. But let's turn it back to you. With all these moves, Patullo, Van Gorder, and others, how are you feeling about the direction of the coaching staff? Do you think the Eagles have done enough to stay ahead of the curve? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Rate your confidence again. And if there's a coach you're particularly excited about, tell us why. Let's get the conversation going. Go Birds!